Okay, class. Here are the answers to tonight's homework. Here's problems 1 through 12. Go ahead and pause it if you want to check your answers. If you're still not sure how to get to these answers using the slope formula, let me go ahead and work out a couple problems for you to see. Now, right here, I have -2, -8, and 1 and 4. Now, my slope formula is y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. So, here's my y2. Here's my y1, so let's have 4 minus a -8. Here's my x2, here's my x1, so I have 1 minus a -2. Now, as a ratio, these two negative signs, they become positive. We talked about that in class. 4 plus 8, I get 12. 1 plus 2, I get 3. Simplified, this becomes 4 to 1. Now, right here, again, y2 minus y1, so let's have 4 minus 4 over x2 minus x1, so 4 minus 0. That's 0 to 4, or the answer would be 0. Now, right here we have -1 minus 4, 3 minus a -4. So you'll notice it's basically you just taking all the information, plugging it in, and doing the work. -1 minus 4, well, that's like if you owe $1, you owe another 4 more, that's -5. Right here, negative times a negative, that's positive, and you get 7, so -5 to 7. Right here, let me go and erase this very quickly. So we get -6 minus a -1. We get -3 minus a -2. So I end up with -5, -1. The negatives cancel each other out, so I get 5 to 1. Okay, so right here, this is the last problem. And before I continue here, let's go ahead and look back. Remember, y2, here's my y1. So here's my x2.
Powering off.
Here's my x1. Sorry about that, class. My little speaker just turned itself off. So we have to plug it into the formula, which looks like this very quickly. It should be in your notes, but I'll just go ahead and write it for you here again. y2 would go here, minus y1, this would go right here, over x2 minus x1, so -3, I'm going to wrap it around here, and this -2, sorry, looks kind of sloppy, goes there. And then we just do the work. This last problem, what we're going to do is, the table shows the distance Miss Long had traveled as she went to the beach. Use the data to make a graph, find the slope of the line, and explain what it shows. So, what I'm going to do is graph first 8 minutes, which the time is along the bottom. So, 8 minutes would be about here. So, about here. I'm going to go up 2, 4, 6, 8, that's 10. So they're counting by 2, so I'm going to go up 3 points. 1, 2, 3, so I'm about here. Okay. Now, the next one is 12 minutes, which would be here, because again, they're counting by 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, so right there. Let me go ahead and 12, and 9 would be right between 10 and the line before it right here, so it'd be right in the middle, so let's say about right here. Okay, and if we were to connect those, it would look something like that. Okay, so it's showing that the more time she travels, the farther she's going. But also we can find the ratio between time and distance. Now, we have 2 points. So we need to find our x1, y1, our x2, and our y2. Now, we use the first 2 numbers right now. Well, I did in this problem. So, where is my x? Well, that goes along the bottom I just mentioned. So, down here, that's time. So here's my x1, 8. My distance was 6 miles, y1. Now, here's my x2, 12. And then y2 would be 9. So what we're going to do is plug that into our formula, which is y2 minus y1. So 9 minus 6 over x2 minus x1, which is 12 minus 8. So I get 3 to 4. So remember, x, which is on the bottom now, was time. So every 4 minutes, she was traveling 3 miles. So I could explain it as this graph shows her distance, and the more time she traveled, the farther she went. I can also explain that her ratio of travel was every 3 miles to 4 minutes. So for 3 miles, it took her 4 minutes. And to check if that works, I can look at the first set of numbers and say, okay, well, 4 minutes times 2 is 8, right there. So if I multiply 4 times 2, I get 8. What about 6? Well, what's 3 times 2? 6. So there is the ratio. Now, of course, I have to flip these because I have them over here, but 6 to 8. So it makes sense. These two are proportional to each other. And if I look at all the other ones, let me go and erase this, I'll notice that if I simplify them down, they all come back to 3 to 4. Say 9 to 12, for example. 3, whoops, let me get my color back. Let me get my color back one more time. Let's see. 9 divided by 3, I get 3. 12 divided by 3, I get 4. So it's proportional. So we could use this information to explain quite a few things, okay? As long as you have something that explains something similar to what I just said, you should be good, okay? And again, we'll go over these in class tomorrow, but go ahead and check your answers to this. And if you still need more help, please come see me in the morning or in the afternoon for tutoring. Thank you.